Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Knesset. It is such an honor to start this Knesset reception here today, and we're so thankful that you made. I mean, think of this: cancellation number 1, cancellation number 2, rerouting number 3, delay number 4. Look at your neighbor and say, "How come you are here?" I mean, how many of you are still waiting for your luggage to come? Okay. I know somebody whose luggage is in Amman, Jordan. Well, they maybe thought that you are having a Jerusalem prayer breakfast there. Well, why not? I remember Rabbi Yehuda Glick, I'm so glad you're here, how you said here on this stage, "Albert, when you are planning a Jerusalem prayer breakfast in Tehran, don't forget me." Well, as you know, in Israel, in order to be a realist, you must believe in miracles. And these are the words of our first Prime Minister, Ben Gurion. He said it in 1955. And this attitude has been necessary ever since the days of Moses until our times. Can you imagine 600 days since October 7? What we have been through. Think of this. It has been quite a miracle. I mean, we've had Iran try their best 2 times. I mean, they sent in April last year, I mean, I don't have the exact numbers, 360 projectiles, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and we are here. We are smiling. Then they tried again in October. I think it was this time 200 ballistic missiles. The greatest ballistic missile attack in history. And we're here. We're smiling. Thank God. The keeper of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. Where is Nasrallah? Think of this. There was such a fear in Israel. They spoke about 250,000 missiles pointed at Israel. Yes, it was there. The arsenal was there. And I will never forget, we were in New York, Jerusalem prayer breakfast in New York. How many of you were with us in New York? Yeah, quite a few of you. We woke up after the prayer breakfast to some shocking news. There were beepers going off. And then there was no Nasrallah. And then there was no Sinwar. And no Ismail Haniyeh. I mean, think of this. We are here right in the middle of the miracle. And I'm so thankful that Knesset member Matan Kahana, who is our Knesset host, has come in. And we are so thankful that you have arrived. Thank you for arranging this beautiful hall for us and inviting us to the Knesset. That's a beautiful thing. I'm very happy that Robert Ilatov is here, our co-chair of Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. Robert, I remember you came in 2016 and said, "Albert, we were here right in your office. You need to help me." I said, "How? What should we do?" He said, "We need to build a new alliance of the Friends of Israel." I said, "Why? There are so many great organizations. There is the Bridges for Peace, there is Christian Embassy, there is Christian Friends for Israel, and they're all doing fantastic work." Robert said, "Yes, all doing fantastic work." But Robert said, "No, we need something that comes from here, something that is ours, something that comes out of this house, out of the Knesset. I couldn't believe my eyes, couldn't believe my ears. I said, Robert, then we need a prayer breakfast. He said, you are out of your mind. This is the Jewish state. You don't expect us to believe and to pray to Jesus, do you? I said, Robert, you know what? We can find something that the Jews and Christians can agree about. He said, forget it, you are out of your mind. But then he went to Reuven Rivlin, the president. I don't know what he said to Reuven Rivlin. I don't know how he convinced him. He comes back shining. He says, Albert, you know what? Rivlin loved the idea. He will host it. He will receive us in his residence. He will receive us. He will support us as long as he is in the office. He will not go public about it. But are you going to help me now? And I realized I had prophesied my own work description. Now I better start working. And I'm so thankful. I don't know if my wife Heli is here, but she has extensive experience with bringing tours to Israel. And so we were able to bring 570 VIPs from 58 nations to the first Jerusalem prayer breakfast in 2017, June 6 and 7, on International Jerusalem Day. That was quite something. How many of you were here at the first Jerusalem prayer breakfast, the very founders of the movement? Thank you so much. Thank you. Give them a hand. It is absolutely fascinating that this all is happening, because when we planned it, Robert, you remember, we didn't think about more than having an annual meeting here in the Knesset and in Waldorf Astoria and then carry on. But then we started getting invitations from all around the world. The president of Ghana, the first lady of Uganda, senator from Australia, Erika Betts, Senator Ted Cruz from United States of America, Congressman Michael Cloud from United States of America, members of parliament from Holland, members of parliament from Finland, members of parliament from Estonia, from Sweden, from Norway. We have had 23 Jerusalem prayer breakfasts outside of Israel since that day. And this is the 9th Jerusalem prayer breakfast. 9th annual Jerusalem prayer breakfast. So we are so happy you made it. There was somebody who tried to mess up your plans, my plans, flight schedules, everything, but he didn't succeed. No weapon that is formed against us will succeed. The very fact that we are here, the very fact that we are in the Knesset, invited by the Knesset member Matan Kahana, is just absolutely fascinating. And we're so thankful. We even had a Jerusalem prayer breakfast during the COVID. We all wear the masks and whatnot, and had separating curtains between every 10 people. But we had 50. And we were in the Friends of Zion Museum, and Matan was there, and we had no online presence then. And on that day, Jake Fishman, are you here? Yes, wonderful. We had 1.5 million people watch us worldwide. The Jerusalem prayer breakfast was live streamed from Friends of Zion Museum. So we were very, very, surprised of what this is all going to be. And I think there is something much greater than we really realize that is behind this. Because Jerusalem is something that is so deep on God's heart. Prayer for the peace of Jerusalem is something that is so important to God. It is something that is so much moving Him. You remember Prophet Daniel, how he was praying, opening the windows of his house towards Jerusalem three times a day? How he was threatened to be thrown into the den of lions if he wouldn't stop. What did he do? He continued to pray every day, despite the law that forbade him. Now, there was a reason why they wanted to pass such a law. We read about it later that, there was a reason why the 30 days was stipulated as the days that nobody could pray. Why? Because it took 21 days for an angel to come through, and the enemy knew it. So he had to stop prayers. You know what is most important for Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast? The prayers cannot stop. And that's why you are here. In the book of Ezekiel, in 37th chapter, there is this very, very famous picture and the vision that the prophet is receiving about the dry, dead bones. And God asks him a question: can these dry bones live? And the prophet did the right thing. He answered, "You know." Because it was too much to believe. And he said, "Go prophesy to these bones." And then when he prophesied to these bones, there was like an earthquake. And the bone came to its bone, and the sinews, and the flesh, and the skin was built. But then there was no spirit in that body. That's what prophet very clearly describes. It's Ezekiel 37:8. But there was no spirit in that body. And do you know what God told prophet to do next? He said, prophesy to the spirit. Prophesy to the wind, ruach, spirit. And then he said something very interesting. I've never heard anyone pray like this. Wind, spirit, come from four winds. Come from east, come from west, come from south, come from north. Come from the four winds and breathe. Ready? And breathe on these slain. And you know what happened? As the prophet prophesied, life came into that body, and it became a great, great army, the whole house of Israel. Why did he say, come from four winds, O Spirit? I've never heard anybody pray, Holy Spirit, come from the north, south. But you know who came from north, from south, from east, from west? Look at your neighbor. You came. You are not here to just enjoy the beautiful sights.